This is a video I've been wanting to make for a while now. It's actually the whole reason I got this whiteboard. Now, some people might be looking at this and wondering what this is. This is what is known as the Overton window. It's basically the acceptable political discussion in the United States. Now, if you look through the history of U.S. politics, you notice something. And it really started around the 1990s. You see this? This is how it should be. There should be a big amount of space on the left and a big amount of space on the right. However, at some point, the right realized it's not going to win a battle of ideas if it just has the left. And at some point, the left realized, why, these people, if they're still constantly shown this propaganda, they're not going to believe us. So partly to the left, partly to the right, let's start getting kind of lazy. And then this started getting shaven off. This is an area of political discussion in the left. This is where we were in about 1990s, when Bill Clinton got into office. Okay? Now there are many things happened, including continuing the war on drugs, Hillary Clinton being paid off to never mention universal health care, and many more. There was DOMA being signed. And all of that sort of extinct the left a little. Now, instead of this big space for the left, this big space for the right, it was this small space for the left, this big space for the right. Then 2000 happened and things continued going. The left basically went extinct at that point. And it no longer became left and right, it became center-right or farther right. And then 04 happened, and the same thing. And now we are at the Obama administration. And while Obama was managed to reel us back a little by helping states legalize marijuana, by repealing DOMA and legalizing gay marriage, there was still this right-wing ideals in the administration. Obamacare was not single-payer healthcare. It wasn't even public option. You know what it was? It was an individual mandate that demanded you buy healthcare. So, there goes more. And now we are not even slightly right or further right. We're just extreme right. And here is Hillary Clinton and Tim Kaine and most Democrats who voted for people like Jeff Sessions and Neil Gorsuch. This is real. There are actual Democrats who voted for Jeff Sessions or Neil Gorsuch. They are really in the Senate. And this is scary. And you know what I think is going to happen? Mark my words, if we don't do something about this. I am worried that by 2020, it's going to look like this. And then by 2024, it's going to look like this. And then by 2028, it's going to look like this. And then we won't even need two parties anymore. We'll just be in a complete one-party dictatorship. Isn't that amazing? This is where we will get by the 2030s if we don't step in and do something about this now. And the few people who are stepping in to do something about it, like Bernie Sanders, are laughed at. I saw this 30-tweet long rant by someone on Twitter saying, oh, Bernie Sanders isn't a real Democrat. He criticized the Democratic Party. Well, he wasn't criticizing leftism, though. Bernie Sanders is farther left. The thing is, Bernie Sanders is about here. And his leftism, he is here. And the Overton window has decided that stopped being acceptable in the 90s. And notice how there should be all this space. I'm going to get a different color marker so you can see it better. Notice how the Overton window says there should be all this space to the left of Bernie Sanders. But no, there isn't, because all that space has a big red X over it. And I just realized that's not in the slightest bit. All that space has a big red X over it. And soon, all this space will have a big red X over it, just like what happened, and will only be acceptable here. This is the only acceptable political discussion. In the United States of America, if we don't do something. And again, the people who are trying to do something, Bernie Sanders is hated, Justice Democrats. I am a huge Justice Democrat supporter. Well, what has happened with that movement? Well, the Young Turks have kept raising money for it. Kyle Kalinske keeps raising money for it. Without big money donors, we don't get any coverage. I saw one article in a mainstream media outlet, and that was NBC, who hated us. Who said, oh, they're not real Democrats. Oh, they want progress. We can't have that. We can't rock the boat. We are the boat. Grrr, oh, I'm very sorry. And then, they wonder why there's no real leftism left. And you want to know why they want you to focus? And you want to know why the right wants you to focus on things like, oh, some girl in college said that racial slurs should be banned on their campus or something along those lines. When in reality that's about here on the leftism scale. It's because they want you to ignore how much right wing there is in the current political system. They want you to ignore how this is pretty much the only thing that's allowed. That is what they're doing, and we need to fight against it. Justice Democrats, brand new Congress, any way you can, just fight against it. Get a real left-wing movement started in the United States. Not the fake leftists known as the Democrats. I mean real, pure leftism. I'm Cifro Joe, and good night.